Hello, YouTubers. Story time. Complain time. I don't know what it is. I ain't sitting in front of this camera. I don't think I ever sat in front of the camera. Maybe once when we were back at the sawmill and the shooting range. This movie has kind of been thinking about the snow because you don't get much done. So I decided to figure out, make it a question out to you guys. When did you start not liking the snow? Now, the evolution of snow for me kind of started back probably when I was, before I could remember, 4 or 5-ish. I imagine my parents took me out and played in the snow and it was a good time and didn't think anything else. Loved the snow. It was pretty great. Then 7, 8, 9, 10 or so, I was probably playing more in the snow by myself without my parents, and it was still a good thing. And if it snowed good, I was happy because that meant we didn't have to go to school. You got a day off school, man, free days, like playing Monopoly and get out of jail free card. Then as I got a little bit older, you went a little bit further out. We had a place, if you grew up in Wheaton, Maryland area, there's a place called Hike Millers. Hike Millers is where you went to go sledding. You would be there all night long and maybe get 2 runs at this hill, maybe 3 runs. You either busted your sled, busted a rip, busted something up. It was so fast and so long. The bonfire at the top of the hill was usually of broken sleds, but everybody went there. I mean, you had a run that you went down a hill that was so fast, and so there was no cars, no nothing. It was probably, I would like to think, a quarter-mile run, which doesn't seem that long, but when you're on a sled going probably 40 miles an hour, that was a pretty long run. So I hear steps upstairs. Are you up there? Guess not. Anyhow, that should have been my cameraman, camera person, camera lady. Who knows what you call them nowadays? Anyhow, so that was fun. Then when 16, it kind of, I got my driver's license. Snow was kind of a inconvenience. It was like, oh man, I'm going to get my fancy car all dirty. So I started to kind of dislike snow a little bit at that point, but it still got me out of school, so that was a good thing. But I didn't like driving my car, getting it all, you wash it and wax it, and yeah, I was one of those goofy car hot rod nuts, and you wash it and wax it, and then you turn around and get it dirty, so snow was a little bit iffy. Then, I don't know, somewhere around then, that's back in the 60s, late 60s, I got a Jeep. And I started saying, man, I got a Jeep, I can put a snowplow and I can make money. Minimum wage back then was maybe $1 an hour. Maybe $1 an hour. Man, I got a snowplow, and I went out and I snowplow then for the front of the Jeep, used, was $250. Didn't snow a bit the first year I got it. The second year I did all right with it. I made $20 an hour. Man, I thought I had struck gold. Snow, man, meant money to me. So that was big time. So I liked it. It was pretty. Got out of school, made more money than ever made. So that was good. But $20 seemed like, minimum wage then was probably up to, I think it was up to $1.25 then. And then I went up to, got a power angle blade for my Jeep. That was you get out, pull the pin, kick it around. That's how it was back then. There were no power angles. And in Wheaton, nobody even knew what a snow blade was. But I didn't think $20, it seemed like it wasn't quite enough. I'm not trying to be greedy, I'm just trying to figure out, So the next year I went and gave a card out that just said my name, my phone number, and snow removal on it, to a bunch of businesses in Wheaton. Nobody, didn't sign any contract, didn't do anything, didn't hear anything. They'd asked me how much to plow snow. I said, well, if it's a 6-inch snow, which I considered an average snow in this area, it was going to be X amount. Then it was like $10 for every inch after that. So if you got a 2-footer and you're working there all day, you weren't just getting the normal amount. That worked out good. I also took them in staggered opening times. In other words, McDonald's opened 1 hour, I did the McDonald's there. And there was a Junior Hot Shops that I did. There was an Arby's that I did. There were a couple gas stations that I did. I did a Safeway. And there were a couple other parking lots at a strip mall. That was the best making money one because there was there were like 10 stores. They each had 2 places, and it was $10 a space, and boom, you made $200 in 5 swipes. It was so then it boosted me up to about $100 an hour, and then it stayed that way for a long time, and it was good and made good money. But then I started getting a job where I couldn't take off and go plow snow, so there was no more snow money. That was go out. I was working at a gas station, had to go out and tow cars in. So then I really wasn't too fond of it because, you know, the cars when they break down or crash or something, they're always in slush, snow, and you're always crawling under there to hook up the chains because there wasn't rollbacks. There were a few rollbacks out there, but they were pretty sparse. So that was it. Then didn't make much snow. Every now and then I'd go out and plow a driveway if it was a big driveway and I was going to make some money. There was a big 24, 20, maybe 30-inch snow, and a few people knew I had to plow, and so I had a Jeep. It was chained up all the way around, had ballast. I had, you know, 700-800 pounds of ballast in the back of it. The Jeep is still down there. It's a CJ3B, chained up all the way around, and it had tall, skinny tires, and it would go through anything. It would go through snow. And I remember I got a call, and this lady had probably over a quarter-mile driveway, and nobody could plow her. She had a little autistic kid. And I said, all right, I'll come down and get you out. And I said, I don't know where your driveway is, never been there. I said, you walk all the way down the center of that driveway so I know where it is. And I'm going down there. There were no mailboxes. The snow removal people had wiped out all the snow boxes. But here's a set of foot tracks through that snow. So I dropped the blade and drove all the way up the house with the blade down. It wasn't any problem. And got up there. I said, yeah, I'm here to do your driveway. And she says, I didn't call you to do my driveway. I said, oh, aren't you so-and-so, so-and-so? And she says, no, that's the next door neighbor. But you can do my driveway if you would. I said, okay. So I did the driveway, and she gave me a check for $1.25. And then I went and did the next lady's driveway, which was the next one down. And then I saw the foot tracks. And going down there, I did that and got another. So I made $250 in about maybe 2 hours. It averaged out about $100 an hour. But then now I'm to a point where snow just is a pain in the neck to me. If I get a snow, anything less than anything, say under 12 inches, is all it is an inconvenience, total inconvenience. If we get a snow, I want 2 foot plus so I can remember it. I remember in '66 the big snow we had to shut down Wheaton, and you could walk right up the middle of the town in the middle of the road, and there were any cars coming. I can remember another one on a President's Day, where he had to go to work, and I was the only one at work because I chained up and stuff like that. So I want a snow that I can remember. I don't want these little, what we're getting now is nuisance snows or pain in the neck snows, or I don't know what they are. And when the snow melts, you got mud to deal with. So my question to is everybody, at what point in your age did you all of a sudden say, you know, I'm not real fond of snow anymore? You know, it's always been pretty, but now I just don't like it anymore. So I'm at the point now where I just don't like it anymore. If we get a 2-footer, I'd like that. Have it come in, stay a week, then be gone. I'd be happy. But this nonsense out here has been going on now since February 1st, and it's just a mud hole anywhere. I'm not even taking the Kubota out. It's so muddy. It's 30 degrees out right now, but the sun hit and thawed the first 1/4 inch of it. So it's slippery as heck. You slip every time you go out and feed the boiler. Got those cleats on the bottom of the shoes. I need a pair of golf shoes. But anyhow, question to you is, at what age did you finally decide you didn't particularly care for snow anymore? Or maybe you still like the snow? Like I said, I like the 2-foot snow where it shuts everything down. It's not a hustle bustle. You don't have to worry about, I don't have to go to work anymore anyway, so it doesn't make any difference to me, but I worry because my kids have to go to work. But that's the question. When do you still like snow, or what age do you go, yeah, I'm not too fond of this nonsense anymore? So that's what this YouTube's about, is when did you start to stop liking snow? We'll see you.